on, guys? So there are very few opportunities as a predominantly truck and SUV review channel to drive memorable vehicles that you walk away from and you say, wow, that was a really great experience. Today, I am in one of those vehicles. Now, when you look back and you see the different SUVs that I've driven, everything from the new body style Ford Expedition as well as the old body style Ford Explorer, Lexus RX, and even the Tahoe RST that has the 6.2 liter V8 in it. Those are all great vehicles, but they were focused more on family versus fun. Today's vehicle is kind of the reverse of that. You get plenty of family room, but this is just a fun vehicle, and we're going to spend some time in it, so let's talk about it. So when you think about SUVs that are approaching the $70,000 price range, there are a lot of them that come to mind. The Chevy Tahoe, the Ford Expedition. Shoot, you can get a base model Mercedes or even a mid-model Lexus. But the fact is that none of those vehicles are really going to give you perhaps the fun factor that's often missing in SUVs. There are a few that are on the road. For instance, the Chevy Tahoe RST. That's a pretty nice vehicle, but it's meant more for sound versus performance, right? You really aren't going to get the performance that you might be looking for, but you'll get an SUV that sounds great. What I am in today has everything you're looking for in an SUV. It has luxury, it has comfort, it has sport, it has speed, it has power. This is a 2018 Dodge Durango SRT 392 V8. This is one heck of an SUV. And it is designed not simply to take you around town and feel like you're in an SUV with the kids, your groceries, and whatever you decide to buy. This is designed to take you around town and make you feel like you're driving a Dodge Viper. This thing truly has the performance and the feel that one would expect from an SUV with a performance package. Among the great things Dodge is able to accomplish with this is giving you a sound that will simply make you smile every time you hit the gas. So I've had the opportunity to drive this SRT Durango for a few days, and I can tell you that it is definitely one of those vehicles that you absolutely have no problem accelerating in. I don't even really need to explain it. It's 4.4 seconds 0 to 60, and it runs a quarter mile in 12 seconds. I really don't need to say that that's fast, because I think anybody who follows vehicles and acceleration knows for an SUV, especially a large 3-row SUV, that is extremely fast. Those are numbers that you expected from super high performance cars in the past. Now, I know some cars are easily breaking the 3-second and even the 2.5-second range, but for a large SUV, this thing is monstrously fast. And it drives very smooth. It handles very well. It has a little bit of an engine moan to it, which I think you'd appreciate if you're buying an SRT. Perhaps on a long trip, it might get to you at some point, but I personally love the way this thing sounds from the inside. More importantly, though, it drives and handles like you would expect a luxury SUV. Now, it is definitely more towards the BMW Mercedes side of the house in terms of handling and feel. You feel very connected to the road. You feel the road very well, but not like a rough riding vehicle, but more like a well-handling vehicle, a vehicle that was designed to stick well to the road and give you a lot of driver control. Has very little body roll. It does have a very firm suspension, but overall, it's a very comfortable suspension, and it's one that I don't think people would mind in this type of an SUV. Again, it feels very much like a BMW or like a Mercedes in terms of ride comfort. Christmas tree in the road. What's really nice about having this amount of power is that I don't think you'll ever be in a position to where you might not feel you have enough power. Whether you're getting onto an expressway, whether you're getting onto an interstate, or whether you're simply trying to get around a vehicle that's moving slow in front of you on a 2-lane road. This simply gives you the power you need whenever you need it in an excessive amount. And again, guys, it sounds absolutely great doing it. Now let's say you're cruising along and you're about to get onto the expressway and you need to match the traffic of the folks that are on the expressway, but you have a small little 4-cylinder or V6 and you don't really feel like you can do it. In this, it's a pretty simple process. Yep, there's absolutely no lack of power in this SUV. This Durango is a heck of a lot of fun to drive. It's fun to start up, it's fun to sit in. I mean, there's just so much to like about this vehicle that it really is amazing that some people would opt for something other than this if this is the size vehicle they're looking for and the price range they're looking for. So the inside of the Dodge Durango SRT is pretty typical of your standard Durango. Aside from having some nice race red sport trimmed SRT embroidered seats, a unique shifter in the center, SRT steering wheel, as well as SRT embroidered floor mats. You're going to get all of your selection buttons right here, which help you toggle through your menus up front so you can change between all your settings. You're hands-free. The 3 blank spots here are what is typically optional on a Durango for your adaptive cruise control. I'm not 100% sure if it's optional on the SRT model or not. Cruise control buttons, you do have your paddle shifters back here, and you have a few other buttons on the back of your steering wheel that can control things like turning your volume up and down or toggling through stations, things like that. And you have 2 blank spots here, and I'm not 100% sure what these 2 blank spots might be optioned up, since this vehicle has, I believe, just about every option you can put on it. Where things really get spicy with the Dodge Durango is in the execution of the front gauge as well as your navigation system. Typically your 8.4-inch Uconnect system, which is still there. The difference is that they layer in all sorts of race-type information. If you plan on using this as a track vehicle, if you plan on using this to race, it gives you some very interesting things, such as a fully digital tachometer up here, so you can specifically see in large, bold print exactly what your RPMs are at. You have the ability to scroll through your menus, which are typical to most of your higher end Uconnect equipped Ram and Chrysler and Dodge vehicles. The difference here is that you have a screen that specifically says SRT. The SRT screen gives you all sorts of information, such as your reaction time, a 0 to 60 timer. It gives you other information related to the engine and the performance of the engine, which is really cool. The other really neat thing about this is that it provides a lot of the information over the 8.4-inch screen as well. You can set up the different types of driving scenarios you might have, from track to sport, customize it. You can set it for auto, snow, or even towing mode. It gives you all sorts of performance-related information. When you click that icon, it updates it all. It gives you information such as your horsepower, G-forces that you're pulling, the current gear you're in, and you can even add a custom widget if you want to add things like your timers, perhaps like a 0 to 60 timer. What's really cool about this setup is typically to get this, you would have to add an aftermarket computer, or you would have to buy an accessory that provides it. But the fact is, when you get an SRT equipped vehicle from Dodge, it's going to come with all of these features baked in to the factory system. Just think of it this way. For under $70,000, you can get a third row SUV that goes 0 to 60 in 4.4 seconds and runs the quarter mile in roughly 12 seconds. Plus can tow 8,700 pounds. You heard me right. This thing can tow more than even the new Ford Ranger or Canyon in Colorado with the diesel. This is truly an exceptional SUV, and it's definitely one that if you're shopping in that price range, you should absolutely take a look at. And I know it's a weird claim to make, but I believe this is the fastest production third-row SUV in the world. So this Durango is equipped with the Beats audio system, and it sounds really good. The stereo is not lacking bass at all, and if you're an audiophile or you really like good, rich, full sound, you're definitely going to get it in the Durango. And really, as you would expect with any premium SUV, you're going to get your home link here. This specific Durango does not have a sunroof. Again, I'm not 100% sure if you can even option one on an SRT Durango, but this one is not equipped with one. It does, however, have rear seat air conditioning controls and airplane-style courtesy lights. This is a 3-row SUV. As you'd expect, even the back seats carry the SRT embroidery. The third row, however, does not. It folds flat into a very large storage area in the back of this SUV. This specific one is equipped with captain's chairs in the second row. On some of them, you can get a bench seat, but again, not sure if that's optional on the SRT model. Overall, it has a beautiful interior. The interior, in my opinion, is a higher quality layout in terms of form, function, fit, and finish than many of the domestic brands. Now, taking a look at this 2018 Durango, from the outside, it just screams muscular. The Durangos, ever since 2011, when they went through this full body redesign, have really been an amazing looking SUV, and probably one of my favorite overall. The front hood and grille simply look amazing, and they give this SRT a fantastic muscular look. They've really opened up the front with as many areas as possible to allow air to move through, over, and around the hood. And any Durango that you get equipped with the upgraded lighting package are going to get you LED fog lights, LED accent light, your HID headlight in a projector housing, as well as your standard incandescent turn signal. And they did not spare on the tires either. You get P0 Pirellis. These are 295/45 ZR20s on a beautiful black wheel with nice red painted Brembo calipers. From the back, you get beautifully integrated rear tailpipes, nice SRT badging, and if you've seen any of the newer Durangos, you'll see that this entire rear light assembly is wrapped around by an LED strip. Overall, the Durango body hasn't changed much since 2011. They've really added some great accents to it to make it more muscular, especially for the 392 SRT package. In my opinion, they have absolutely nailed it with the overall design. It's almost an ageless design from an SUV perspective. Aside from that, though, it just screams aggressive when you look at it, especially from this angle. Now, taking a look at the window sticker on this 2018 Durango SRT 392, it has a base price of $62,995. This is an all-wheel drive vehicle. It has what's called white knuckle clear coat exterior paint, black interior, high-performance Laguna leather seats, 6.4-liter V8 SRT Hemi, and it has the 8-speed automatic 8 HP 70 transmission. Now, this specific model comes with a ton of features simply because it has the SRT package, which is automatically going to give you things like track experience, active noise canceling, trailer sway dampening, remote start, power lift gate. It gives you the Brembo anti-lock four-wheel disc brakes, backup camera, adaptive suspension, high-performance suspension, 180-mile-an-hour primary speedometer, SRT performance pages, front and rear parking sensors. And the interior is going to have the 8.4-inch Uconnect system already built in, as well as the Beats Premium Audio, Apple CarPlay, Google Android Auto, Media Hub, 8-way power driver and 8-way passenger seats, heated and ventilated seats. Again, this one has the fold and tumble captain's chairs in the back, the 20-inch wheels. Now, there are some optional features on this specific model, such as the demonic red seats with black accents. As you can see, that was a $1,600 upgrade, and the SRT interior appearance group for $1,500, plus $295/45 ZR20 tires, and the black 20x10-inch wheels. So the total price of this specific vehicle as equipped is $68,775, and that includes $1,100 worth of destination charges. The fuel economy numbers of this vehicle are 13 city, 19 highway, combined 15 mpgs, which in my opinion is not bad for a vehicle like this. And to put it into perspective, my truck will never get anywhere near these numbers. On city, I get more like 11. On the highway, I get more like 16 or 17 if I'm lucky. I average about 13 miles per gallon on a good tank. Something else that's really nice is how responsive the paddle shifting is. There's really not much of a delay. Very well tuned. They've done a great job synchronizing this and making it an effective paddle shift. And then your right side is going to be shifting up and your left side will be shifting down. And again, it shifts up and down very seamlessly. Definitely an effective paddle shifting if you like to paddle shift. Now, I know that this is a 2018 Dodge Durango SRT. However, in many cases, whenever you're going to buy a special package vehicle, whether it's a Ford Raptor or whether it's a Shelby GT350 or whether it's a Corvette, you have to pay a premium that the dealer charges to get that vehicle. In the case of this Durango, Lithia is not charging a premium. It's actually discounted slightly. So even though the MSRP on this vehicle is about $68,700 plus, it's going to be a little bit less than that if you want to buy something like this. In this case, you get a lot of vehicle for a really good price. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video on this 2018 Dodge Durango. I want to give a big shout out to the folks over at Lithia Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Corpus Christi, Texas, for allowing me to take out this beautiful, beautiful SUV. If you're interested in it, it will be at their dealership. This came right off of the showroom floor for the purpose of this review. Guys, if you haven't had a chance, please take a moment, subscribe to my channel, give me a thumbs up, and we'll talk to you again very soon.